Hari Om Bhagavad Gita Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga Chapter 17 Recapitulation. In this chapter, Bhagavan Krishna drives the point that any work done without Shraddha, it is a complete waste of time. It could be a very simple work. It could be a glorious work. It could be as simple as filling air in the car tire or scooter tire or working on the engine of that car or scooter. If it is not done with Shraddha, then the result is disastrous. So Bhagavan insists, anything you do it with Shraddha. Bhagavan Krishna also classifies Shraddha into three types: Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. This chapter 17, starts with a question from Arjuna in verse 1. Arjuna's question was, Hare Krishna, if there is a seeker who pursues the spiritual path with Shraddha, but without following the rules of the Shastras, how would you classify his faith? Is it Sattvic, Rajasic or Tamasic? That is the question of Arjuna. Bhagavan Krishna starts by answering in verse 2 that Shraddha of human beings is inherent in their nature. Swabhava. It is there in his nature, in a man's nature. He agreed that it can be classified into three types: Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. In verse 3, Bhagavan said, Shraddha of everyone is in keeping with his nature. Swabhava. Man is his faith. As is a man's faith, so is he. I repeat, man is his faith. As is a man's faith, so is he. It's a very important psychological statement. Whatever is one's faith, he becomes the same or he achieves the goal. Whatever is the goal. In verse 4, Bhagavan talks about the worship of Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic people. Sattvic people worship devas as mentioned in the Vedas. Rajasic people worship Yaksharakshas, Kubera and other gods, laughing Buddha, so that they will get money. Tamasic people worship ghosts, bhutas, etc. In verses 5 and 6, Bhagavan Krishna talks about Asuric type of people. These Asuras, they practice terrible austerities, not prescribed by the scriptures, Vedas or Shastras. Given to hypocrisy and egoism, impelled by the force of lust and attachment, they senselessly torture themselves and also me, that is Bhagavan Krishna, who dwells in the body. Bhagavan condemns any type of worship or tapas that is undertaken by torturing one's body. Because that fellow is not torturing only himself, he is torturing Bhagavan Krishna also. He also simultaneously suffers. Body is a chariot. The underlying principle is body is a chariot or the vehicle through which the Atma can reach the goal. If the vehicle is not maintained well, the fate of the person sitting inside is also precarious. That is the main point there. That is what I understand. In verse 7, Bhagavan said food, yajna, that is ritual or sacrifice, tapas, that is religious discipline or austerity, and dana, that is charity. All of them can be classified into Sattvic, Rajasic and tamasic types. In verses 8, 9, and 10, Bhagavan explained which type of food sattvic people, rajasic people, and tamasic people would prefer. Sattvic people prefer generally the foods that will increase the life. It will give purity of mind, ensures strength and health of the body. The food which they eat will also give them joy and cheerfulness, both to the body and mind. That is the type of food sattvic people would like to eat. Rajasic people, they prefer food that are bitter, sour, salty, excessively hot, pungent smelling, that which causes burning sensation, which causes sorrow and ill health. So you eat some food, then you get affected by the food. That type of food Rajasic people will prefer. Tamasic people prefer food which are stale, tasteless, rotten, refuse, and also unfit for eating. They like that type of food. There are many people like that. In verses 11, 12, and 13, Bhagavan explained about yajnas performed by sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic people. Sattvic people perform yajnas as per Shastra Vidhi. They will not violate. Whatever is said in the Shastras, they will follow. They do not expect any result for them by performing such yajnas. Rajasic people perform yajnas, but it is performed expecting some result. They want something in return, otherwise, they will not perform. They do it for show off. Tamasic people perform yajnas contrary to Shastra Vidhi, without proper recitation of mantras, without distributing wealth, and without Shraddha. So, neither they respect the Shastra Vidhi, nor they recite the mantras properly, nor they distribute the wealth, nor with Shraddha. So, that is the nature of the Tamasic people. In verses 14, 15, and 16, Bhagavan talked about different kinds of tapas. Tapas can be observed at the body level, speech level, and mind level. Any person can do tapas only at these three levels. There cannot be a fourth level of tapas, either at body level, speech level, or at mind level. Observance of tapas by body is worshipping the deities mentioned in the Vedas, Brahmanas, Vedic Pandits, Gurus, and wise people. That is observance of tapas by body. Further, they practice cleanliness of the body, neat and clean, straightforwardness, celibacy, brahmacharya, and ahimsa. This is bodily tapas. Then what is tapas of speech? Tapas of speech is speaking in a very sweet manner. The speech should not cause any agitation to the other person. It must be true, pleasant, and beneficial. Daily chanting of Vedas is an important aspect of tapas of speech. So this is tapas. What is tapas of speech? You have to speak in a very, very sweet manner, like Hanuman. Pray to Hanuman. Normally, within 2 minutes, the other person gets agitated and it will enter into a wrestling in a public place. That kind of speech should, anutvega karam vakya, should be very sweet. Then, tapas of mind is keeping the mind cheerful at all circumstances. You cannot order the environment to your liking. You have to work in the environment in which you are put. So mind has to be kept always cheerful. You see anybody's face in the world. You go in the metro or you go in the bus, see the people. N number of thoughts, N number of thinking. Because They all worried about n number of things. Nobody's face is bright. Nobody's face is cheerful. Nobody is smiling at the other person. Why? Because problem. Many problems are there. Everybody is facing. Who is not? You tell me one person who is not having a problem, including a sannyasi. I challenge. Problems are there for everybody. Bhagavan says if it is tapas of mind, your mind should be always cheerful in whichever situation you are there. That is important. Cheerfulness in expression. How how can you show that you are cheerful? When you are speaking, cheerfulness in when your face, the glow on your face, silence of mind, because mind is always talking, even if your mouth is shut, it goes on talking within itself. So many thoughts, self control, purity of mind, clean intentions. When you are dealing with the outside world, they are called tapas of mind. Hence, Bhagavan indicates that tapas can be performed at body level, speech level, and also at mind level. In verses 17, 18, and 19, Bhagavan explained what is sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic tapas. So, three types of tapas: body level, speech level, and mind level. In that three types, Bhagavan explains what is sattvic, what is rajasic, and what is tamasic. Sattvic tapas is tapas practiced with utmost faith at the body, speech, and mind level without expectation of any result. Rajasic tapas is tapas which is practiced for the sake of gaining honor, respect, and worship. You expect something so that you sit in a public place and then start praying. It is performed with ostentation and is a mere show off. Just you want the public to know that you are a very religious person. That is why you do it. Rajasic tapas is unsteady and it will not last long because you are expecting somebody to respect you. How long it will happen? Tamasic tapas is tapas performed with foolish understanding and by self-torturing one's body. Again and again, Bhagavan is saying, don't torture your body in the name of fasting, in the name of doing something. If you torture your body, the one who suffers more is Bhagavan Krishna. You may not be suffering that much. Bhagavan Krishna, inside he will suffer a lot. Again and again, if you see, don't torture your body. Maintain your body well. Because body is the vehicle through which the Atma travels to its destination. So tamasic tapas is performed by torturing one's body. Tamasic tapas is carried out not for getting any benefit for him, but for destroying others. You don't pray, I want a house, I want this thing. You pray the other fellow, he should lose his job, he must die, or anything, whatever it is, the other fellow should suffer. Your prayer is that. I have seen such people also, I am sorry to say. That is what foolishness is about. Now Bhagavan Krishna takes up dana in verses 20, 21, and 22. Dana is charity, that all of us know. Dana is also three types: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Sattvic dana is charity given without expecting any return at the proper place, proper time, and to a worthy person. In sattvic dana, charity is given wholeheartedly, happily, with a mind that it is my duty to share my wealth given by Bhagavan with others. That is the thinking. I want to give. Bhagavan has given me enough. That enough comes from the heart. There may be persons who may have hundreds of course, but still feel I don't have enough. There may be a person who is a middle class person who feels I have enough. This is more than enough for me. How much I am going to eat, I want to share. That kind of a mentality. Happily he will share. That is sattvic charity. Rajasic dana is charity given expecting something in return. at a future time, or it is given with a view to earn punya. Now, if I give dana in the next janma, somebody will come and help me. Similar, when I am in the similar, he believes shastras. Next birth, he believes. So I will earn punya. I will go to heaven. All these things with that in mind, he will do the punya. He will do the charity, or it is given not wholeheartedly, but reluctantly. That is also rajasi. Tamasic dana is charity given at a wrong place, at a wrong time, to a unworthy person, without respect and with contempt. So all the worst things are there in that tamasic charity. Then Bhagavan gives an important secret in verse 23. How to make all your acts, how to purify all your acts. Om Tat Sat is the designation of Brahma. Bhagavan declares that everything in this world is created by chanting Om Tat Sat. Verse 23. Om Tat Satiti Nirdeshagam Brahmana Trividasmrutagam Brahmana Tena Vedascham Yajnascha Vigidaf Puram. So Om Tat Sat is very, very important. You should chant Om Tat Sat before any act. Then in verses 24 to 27, Bhagavan explains the significance of chanting Om Tat Sat before any act or karma done. Bhagavan in verse 24 said that those who know Vedas, before doing any yajna, any tapas, any dana, they utter Om before commencing such act. In verse 25, Bhagavan said, those who desire moksha or liberation utter Tat before beginning the acts of yajna or tapas or danas and without expecting any result. In verse 26, Bhagavan said that the word Sat is used in the sense of existence and goodness. Existence, ease. It is used in the sense of sanctifying the karmas. In verse 27, Bhagavan said, a commitment with regard to yajnas, tapas, and charity is called Sat. And the karmas done for their sake is also called Sat. That is what Bhagavan Krishna said in verse 27. In verse 28, again Bhagavan Krishna declares anything done without faith is an absolute useless activity. It is called Asat, unreal activity. It is neither useful in this life nor useful in the next janma. This is very important life statement. So any act done, whatever act you are doing, it could be a secular activity or a sacred activity, do it with faith. This is the declaration. Bhagavan's final this thing is whatever you do, please do it with faith. Faith. Shraddha. That is what Bhagavan finally concludes. Verse 28. Ashraddhaya udam dattam tavastaptam kridam chayate asadityuchyade partam nachatat pretya no yigam. It is neither useful here nor in your next janma. So do any act with faith. That is what Bhagavan Krishna finally declares. So with this chapter 17 we have completed. We will begin the final chapter, that is chapter 18, tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayan 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 Narayan